to eat. If you eat something bad, you get into disease process. And it's also said that, you should know your numbers. What numbers? Your numbers of your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your cholesterol, your weight. And every parameter should be ideal. Ideal parameter so that your health is perfect. Because humans can live up to 120 years. Genetically, God has given that coding. But unfortunately, many of us, well before that, maybe in the 50s and 60s. And what is happening today is the disturbing scenario is young people are getting into problems and they die before the age of 40. We contribute a lot of factors to the premature onset of diseases, especially stress or whatever, We blame everything to stress. Who is responsible for that situation? We are responsible for that situation. So doctors cannot, they can't do anything for protecting the health. They can only treat the diseases. So my thinking is, you should not get into any disease process. Of course, as you age, you get into the disease process, and you should get the problems related to aging only after the age of 60 or 70 or 80, not before that. But the present scenario is that, a lot of people, youngsters at the age of 20s and 30s, they are becoming diabetics, hypertensives, get into deadly diseases like cancer, heart disease, stroke. So those diseases are killing us. They are called, lifestyle diseases because our lifestyle has changed. Our food habits have changed. So the more and more focus is being given for the food, nutrition, and nutritional supplements. So in that angle, there are a lot of companies producing nutritional supplements, and DXN, Dr. Lim Soo-Jin, came out with this powerful, food supplement, traditional, age-old Chinese herb, king of herbs, Ganoderma. And I'm going to talk something about that, the scientific information, because that's a base product. And in India, we have two forms of Ganoderma. One is from the flower portion, another is from the mycelium, RG and GL. But in India, in Middle East, it's a combination of the powder, what is available here, Ganoderma powder. So why should we consume Ganoderma? Because Ganoderma is very powerful to protect our health, and it has got a lot of medicinal benefits. So this is the fundamental thing, all of you should keep it in mind. All of you here because you are concerned about your health. You want to focus on your health, and you want to know how DXN products can help your system and protect the health. So in God's creation, human beings are the highest evolved creatures. Very complex mechanism. We can't even produce, a nail or even a hair artificially. You cannot manufacture. You can manufacture, any type of high-tech gadgets, but it is not possible to manufacture any of the, our human parts. So it's absolutely essential that we should protect our health. And WHO, by defining health, there are 4 pillars of health: physical health, mental health, social health, and spiritual health. And food should be the medicine. This is not a new thing which is said today. 2,500 years back, the father of modern medicine, Hippocrates, said that let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. Today, many of the problems, our health problems, are related to unhealthy food. So any food can become a poison, especially 3 components: salt, sugar, and fat. The fast food will contain all these 3 things. So excessive consumption of salt, sugar, and fat can become poison. Your water is contaminated with a lot of pesticides and chemicals. Clean water is not available. Clean air is not available. And in that situation, it becomes very important that we should have a healthy lifestyle, healthy diet, nutritious diet. At the same time, one of the important thing is that, we should be able to eliminate all the toxic materials from the body. So the major action of Ganoderma on the human body is detoxification. And how does Ganoderma do the detoxification? It is a very powerful antioxidant, and one of the group of compounds which can lead to a lot of lifestyle diseases or major illnesses are free radicals. So the free radicals are notorious to produce many deadly diseases like cancer, heart disease, brain disease. So when you eat an unhealthy diet, rich in cholesterol, rich in salt and sugar, there is an excessive production of free radicals in the body. And Ganoderma, being a very powerful antioxidant, because it's 5 times powerful like ginseng, to the medical world we know that ginseng is a very powerful antioxidant, but Ganoderma is 5 times more potent like ginseng. And to get a pure ginseng is very difficult. And Ganoderma, the antioxidant activity is around 23,000 units, making it the most powerful antioxidant available to us. The action being, it eliminates the free radicals, relieves the oxidative stress, and protects the vascular system, your blood vessels. Our health is primarily dependent on blood flow and healthiness of the blood vessels, the microcirculation, and Ganoderma is able to do that. And being a powerful antioxidant, it's a very powerful anti-aging. You must understand that aging leads to disease. As you age, you get into a lot of changes, like graying of the hair, your vision comes down, your hearing comes down, your walking comes down, digestion comes down. It's all because of aging process. Naturally, when you are able to postpone the aging process, you are postponing the illness. So, Ganoderma, being a very powerful antioxidant, can postpone the aging process. As I said, all the age-related illnesses should come only at the age of 80. But unfortunately, we get into a lot of health problems at the age of 20 and 30. I'm talking about premature aging, premature disease. So, it's a critical time that, in this century we should focus on the health and prevent these deadly diseases in young age. But WHO has already warned, that a lot of youngsters will die of lifestyle diseases in this century, 21st century. And it is also warned that 1 billion people will die of heart disease alone, out of 7 billion today. The world population, 1 billion people are going to die only of heart disease alone. So major killer is heart disease. The second most common killer in the ranking is cancer. I'm afraid that the cancer may overtake and become the #1 killer. So it's extremely important that at this point of time we should concentrate on our health and protect our health, and Ganoderma can do that. So being a powerful antioxidant, it's a very powerful anti-aging supplement and also an anti-cancer. So for prevention of this type of deadly diseases, Ganoderma is the answer. There is no drug for prevention. Please understand, there is no drug for prevention. There is no single drug. So it has to be done by your food, nutrition as well as powerful nutritional supplements which can take care of your health. So that's one of the powerful action of Ganoderma by which it can protect our health. The second, by acting on the immunity. Immunity is it's a major mechanism by which we can resist a lot of infections. The infections are there on the rise. A lot of young children are dying mainly because of bronchopneumonia or diarrhea, simple diarrhea, infective diarrhea. Every day 40,000 children die, especially in malnourished children, and in poor countries or developing countries like many African countries and in India. The death is absolutely, it can be prevented. So we cannot allow our children to die. We don't have vaccines for all the infections, bacterial or viral. And again, WHO has warned that there will be shortage of drugs, antibiotics. To produce to have a drug in the market, it takes about almost 10 years to have a drug in the market after the rigorous trials, human trials, and then get into the market. And it takes about $10 billion to market one single drug, to have one drug in the market. So there's going to be scarcity of drugs, and on the immunity, nothing much, the drugs can act. So your body defense mechanism has to be perfect. There are two types of immune mechanisms. One is a humoral and cell-mediated immunity. And as I mentioned, a lot of children, their lack of immunity leads to a lot of death in children. So it's a very powerful immunomodulator, and it can also address many of the immune-related problems, like autoimmune disorders, like rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, systemic lupus erythematosus. So by acting on the immune system, it can give us a very powerful immune system to protect us from very many infections. Already in India, the Medical Council of India, they have advised that not to use very powerful antibiotics, and also decrease the use of antibiotics because many bacteria can become resistant to antibiotics. Already we are talking about methicillin-resistant antibiotics. So the future is going to be difficult because, we are going to run short of many drugs. So the best thing is to protect ourselves, and Ganoderma can act on the immune system and help us to prevent from very many infections. And another important biological effect of Ganoderma is that by acting on the blood vessels and improving the blood circulation. Blood circulation is very, very critical. Our health is primarily dependent upon blood circulation. And to have a proper blood circulation, the blood vessels have to be healthy. And secondly, the heart has to be very healthy to pump adequate blood supply to every part of the body, every organ in the body from head to foot. And heart is not just a pump to deliver the blood. It reacts emotionally also. So it is vulnerable in all the stressful situations. So heart, it said that you can communicate with your feelings, with your heart. So now we started thinking otherwise, It's not the mechanical action. It's a lot of factors can affect the heart. So to have a proper blood supply, you must have a healthy blood vessels. And Ganoderma, by having two components, adenosine and guanosine, the high concentration of adenosine and guanosine is present in Ganoderma, so that it's able to improve the blood circulation. The action is called as vasodilatation. By dilating the vessels, especially the microcirculation, it improves the blood supply. And through the blood only, the oxygen is carried, is delivered to the cells, the nutrition. Everything is carried through the blood. Your drugs, everything is delivered only by the blood. So your blood circulation has to be perfect. There is no single drug which will improve the blood circulation. So now the American Heart Association or other heart association, British or Japanese, they say that walking is the best medicine. When you want to be healthy, when you want to have a healthy heart, you must walk. How much to walk? 45 minutes a day at the speed of 3 to 5 kilometers. So walk for 45 minutes, That's the best thing that you can do. So we cardiologists advise, walking for 45 minutes at least 4 days in a week. So, but the same effect is given by Ganoderma, because Ganoderma improves the blood circulation to every cell in the body by acting on the microcirculation because of these two powerful components, adenosine and guanosine. And these components are not present in your routine diet or supplements. So the power of Ganoderma is on these very many components which act on the body, and to my thinking, this is very powerful effect of Ganoderma, because as I said, there is no single drug which will improve your blood circulation. Even though we talk about statins, we are worried about cholesterol levels, all those parameters are secondary, but your blood flow has to be perfect. Then only all your organs will function normally. So, Ganoderma will protect our health by 4 different mechanisms, which I mentioned now, because for paucity of time, it's a big lecture. I want to cut it short because the other speakers, they have to do their job in the limited time. Because generally I take about 1 hour or 1 hour and 30 minutes, because a lot of information can be given, scientific information can be given. But in a condensed way, I am giving you the scientific information. That is, these 4 effects are absolutely important to us. And when we take Ganoderma, we have that health. We can protect our health. And talking about the detoxification, the unique function of Ganoderma is the detoxification, because according to the toxin theory, toxins produce disease. Anything can be toxin, not only sugar or cholesterol or salt, but what is present in our day-to-day, food, including this water. A lot of chemicals are added. So when they accumulate in the body, it can lead to a lot of disease processes. And major action of Ganoderma is a detoxification. The unique action of Ganoderma is a detoxification. So Ganoderma is very powerful in protecting the health. At the same time, it has got some medicinal benefits. Some of the medicinal benefits, important medicinal benefits I can mention. Ganoderma contains more than 400 active ingredients now. None of them are toxic. So if you see the labeling, it will say that it is absolutely non-toxic and non-sedating. And it is known to us for more than 5,000 years, and very powerful therapeutic benefits. That is medicinal benefits. They are classified under 5 major headings: ganoderic acid, teriterpenes, polysaccharide, adenosine, organic germanium. And the important medicinal benefits are, it reduces the blood sugar. That's a very, important action of Ganoderma. So it is good for diabetics to control their blood sugars. Second medicinal benefit is by acting as a painkiller, anti-inflammatory. So that's also a very important medicinal benefit. It's an anti-cancer. It acts on the cancer in multiple ways. So very powerful anti-cancer agent. And it's an immunostimulant, immunomodulation, and it can reduce the cholesterol. It can address the allergy. It's a very powerful anti-allergic agent. It's a very powerful heart tonic. It has antiviral properties. And it's a powerful protector of heart, liver, and brain and kidney. Those are the vital organs. So it can protect all the vital organs, and it can reduce the blood pressure by ACE inhibiting effect, angiotensin converting enzyme inhibiting effect. And today there is a mention about Ganoderma in our textbook of cardiology. Eugene Braunwald, the latest 9th edition. There is a chapter on alternative medicine, complementary and alternative medicine. And in the textbook of cardiology, Braunwald's textbook of cardiology, there is a reference about Ganoderma. How the alternative medicine and complementary medicine can help the modern allopathic treatment. I think Dr. Sivan will dwell upon that. Yeah, what is happening in the US and how the people are supplementing the alternative therapy and complementary treatment along with the allopathic treatment. So allopathic treatment, we have a lot of limitations. So it has got so many medicinal benefits. So when you take Ganoderma, along with the medications, it helps. It increases the effectiveness of the drugs, as well as its own medicinal benefits also it is able to give. So as I said, the medicinal benefit of Ganoderma, the important action is that it acts on the blood vessels. So it is good for the heart. It's a very powerful heart tonic, and I recommend Ganoderma for all the cardiac patients. So I put my patients on Ganoderma, but of course they have to be open-minded, along with the medications, because it can help in controlling many of the risk factors, like reducing the blood pressure, reducing the sugar, reducing the cholesterol. It's an anti-stress herb. That is how today in the textbook of cardiology, Ganoderma is mentioned. But unfortunately, we fail to use such powerful, supplements. And the presence of adenosine and guanosine, it helps in microcirculation. So as I said, the microcirculation is very, very critical. And to improve the microcirculation, there is no drug. Only Ganoderma can improve the microcirculation. If the microcirculation is affected, a lot of our functions will be affected, organ functions will be affected. And two diseases affect the vascular system and the microvascular blood flow. One is diabetes, other is high blood pressure. In the definition of diabetes, my professor about 40 years ago, Professor Samji P. Moses, he used to say, because I did my MD under him, great physician, diabetes is a metabolic cum vascular disease. It's a metabolic disorder which harms the blood vessels. Even that definition stands even today. It's a metabolic cum vascular disease. Likewise, the high blood pressure also affects the blood vessels and causes a lot of problems. So our blood circulation is very, very critical for our good health. Again, I repeat, there is no drug which will improve the blood microcirculation or the blood flow. And we are talking about in this era to add statins to this drinking water. One Mayo Clinic professor, he is of the opinion that, some of the statins, some of you may be using it, atorvastatin, rosuvastatin, but those statins also can cause side effects, serious side effects. So to that extent, we are promoting statins, but unfortunately it is only to reduce the cholesterol. No other benefit the statins can give. But what Ganoderma can give, it can give you so many multiple health benefits. So in my opinion, every human being will require Ganoderma for good health. So the important medicinal benefit is for heart patients and also for blood vessel related disorders, because it can act as an antiplatelet and it can improve the microcirculation. The second medicinal benefit is by acting as a painkiller. We take a lot of painkillers, but unfortunately, all the painkillers are dangerous. There is no single painkiller which is without any side effect. And over the counter, you can get the painkillers. And a lot of people, they'll be swallowing painkillers for many months or years and ultimately get into problems. Most used and misused drugs today, painkillers. Be careful about them. So, Ganoderma is a natural painkiller with absolute safety. Morinji is a painkiller because it contains scopolamine, which is a COX-2 inhibitor. We give COX-2 inhibitors as painkillers, rofecoxib, celecoxib, etocoxib. So when you combine Ganoderma and Morinji, you can get an excellent pain relief, especially for diseases like chronic arthritis. So you need not indulge in taking very toxic drugs, painkillers, because you may bleed somewhere, you can get into some complication because of taking painkillers. So it's an anti-inflammatory effect of Ganoderma can also help in inflammatory disorders. Many inflammatory disorders of the brain or heart or any organ. And importantly, in brain disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinsonism, because they are caused by inflammatory reaction. So it's a natural painkiller with absolute safety. It's a very powerful anti-cancer agent. Today, a lot of research is being done on Ganoderma and cancer. If you go to the PubMed, there are so many publications. Especially in China, they have started a human trial extracting the polysaccharide fraction of the Ganoderma and using it as an injection, Ganopoly. The trial is going on in China. But scientists have warned, don't use single component. Try to use the entire, the herb. Because Ganoderma contains 400 active ingredients. So one of the powerful effects is that anti-cancer effect. And today, the second major killer is cancer. So cancer is preventable, cancer is curable, and it's very important that we have to prevent cancer. And a lot of cancer patients can be helped with Ganoderma. And when you give Ganoderma to a cancer patient, you have to give a very high dose. You have to give at least 21 grams of Ganoderma a day. Back in India, we have in the form of capsules, so we recommend taking 30 Rg and 30 GL every day for 1 year. And even in Sloan Kettering, the world-famous cancer treatment center in US, in New York, in their website they have mentioned about the Ganoderma lucidum, how powerful it can be in cancer treatment. So there are a lot of, the published information, scientific information about Ganoderma and cancer. Of course, one need to go through the powerful allopathic system of having the radiation, chemotherapy, and surgery. So combining, all these modalities of treatment, a lot of cancer patients can be helped or they can be cured of the disease. And especially talking about cancers, there is a very, very high incidence of breast cancer. Cancers related to smoking. I see a lot of people smoking outside. Tobacco-induced cancers, because it contains a lot of chemicals which can cause cancer, and one of the powerful chemical causing cancer is 2,4-benspyrene. And the cigarette smoke contains 6,000 chemicals. 6,000 chemicals, and you are inhaling the smoke at 700 or 800 degrees Fahrenheit. So it can produce a lot of, injury to your lungs, your heart, your other organs also. You can go blind, but still people want to smoke. And WHO says that, World Health Organization says that this world should be tobacco-free and alcohol-free. There is an increasing incidence of alcohol-induced problems.